Hey, good afternoon here, guys. Brett with Directors. I'm back, couple weeks off, the birth of my daughter. So excited to be back here. Been great being a dad, of course, but thank you for joining our live event here for us. So today I kind of wanted to talk about the importance of choosing the right lender, a little bit about Directors here of like, why would someone want to work with Directors, or what's the value our team is bringing for us and how impactful that can be to our clients, specifically buyers, of course, any client with a refinance too, but the differences it brings in the marketplace for us. So a few things for us I kind of wanted to highlight. Number one is we're local. I know that sounds basic, but it makes such a difference. And a few things here for us is throughout a loan process, there's a lot of team members. There's, of course, like a loan officer like myself. There's processors, underwriters, funders, lots of other staff, even appraisal teammates. Now, appraisals are not specifically at Directors, but we have an appraisal management company. But these are all these people involved in the loan process. In a lot of big companies, they may be out of state. They may be where loan officers are in one state, processors are in another state, underwriters in another state. So you see a lot of times the mortgage experience can be pretty rocky. Makes sense. You have this relatively complicated process. People might not even be in the same office or even the same state. So for Directors, all of us, for my team, right here in our Bellevue office. So that's been a big key piece of how I've set things up to really streamline the process. I can walk in and talk to any of these team members at any point. They can come talk to me as well as our clients. So that's kind of one big piece is being personal, local. Underwriting, again, in-house. So the underwriter is the main team member of any mortgage company, bank, credit union that actually approves the mortgage. So this is a super important role, of course. They're approving the loan. Oftentimes, one of the biggest challenges of our industry is a loan officer, maybe a processor, does that pre-approval up front. Hey, man, you're good to go. Here's your pre-approval letter. Well, once the file gets to the underwriter, there's an issue or something else pops up. And I think that's the number one frustration of our industry is why there's more conditions or something went sideways. The industry does it backwards. So for us, not only are our underwriters in our office literally here in Bellevue, I involve them in that pre-approval process up front. So they are actually looking at the pre-approval up front to know, hey, the underwriter, the true decision maker, has vetted out the pre-approval. So once we find a house and it becomes real, we're not going to have issues. They've already gone through the file. So that may seem basic, but it's one of the biggest differences that make a smoother process. And that being said, this also helps to make your offer much more competitive. Think about the seller's perspective. Hey, is this pre-approved buyer coming to me offering to buy my house, working with the lender that's going to fund their own loans, working with a lender that's local and has staff here, working with a lender whose underwriters actually already vetted the client? That's massively impactful for us. So that's a big reason for us. So those are a few pieces, guys, of why I've built the region. Local, a little bit more of that old school feel. We can collaborate, move things together. I can talk to the staff, but really bringing a much better experience to you guys and a much more competitive offer. So that would be one big piece for us on Directors. The next piece for us is really focusing on how do we help you in the marketplace. And I know I've done some pieces here, but our 10,000 Earnest Money Protection Program. So I know I've done a couple other live events talking specifically on that one for you guys. But again, this has been huge for us, finding a way to say, how can I help my clients make a more competitive offer? Kind of piggybacking off what I said with that earnest money, with the underwriter is the earnest money piece and being able to release that. This Earnest Money Protection Program helps to protect earnest money up to $10,000 for financing and appraisal contingencies. So my clients are able, with the $10,000 earnest money or lower, to fully release their financing and their appraisal. So again, as they approach the sellers, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm working with a local lender who funds their own loan. They've already pre-underwritten the file up front by the actual underwriter in their office. Also, we're so confident in our ability to close, we're going to do $10,000 earnest money, waive our financing contingency, and waive our appraisal contingency. Those are massive pieces that give a major competitive advantage and honestly confidence to the seller. That's what ultimately can win deals, is that confidence. So that's one more big piece, guys, about Directors is I'm so happy to have this, and to have our clients and agents leverage it properly has been a huge advantage in the negotiations. Another piece for us, availability. I know things move fast, so we understand we're not just 9 to 5 nights and weekends. Business happens that way. For most of my clients, they have a 9 to 5 job. They are looking at homes at night and especially on weekends. They're often out there touring. So we are always available. I think it's so easy for us to have a conversation with a client at night, on the weekend, answer a question, help them with that offer or where things are. And I'm surprised as an industry how many folks just, their voicemail literally says, I will call you back the next day, or I will call you back the next business day, or during office hours. It just doesn't work for me. So I think that's a big piece I want to relay to my clients is, guys, we're available. When you're shopping, we're here for you, whether that's night, weekend, whatever that may be for us. So always being there for you guys. A couple other pieces is really trying to involve the strategy and personalize this for you guys. And what I mean by that, again, is let's say the average lender out there, you may do an application, submit loan documents, and they come back and say, congratulations, you're pre-approved. Approved for $800,000. Here's a letter. So that's where most lenders stop. To me, that's very, very basic. Yeah, it's great to know $800,000, but like, what type of loan programs are those? Do I even know all my exact rates? What are the payments associated with that? Do I feel comfortable at that point? How do I strategize to make the most compelling offer? There's so many other pieces that most lenders don't do. So for me personally, guys, I'm going to want to make sure once we have a pre-approval put together, we set a strategy meeting, at least 30, 45 minutes. We're going to go through every itemized piece. I want you to know interest rates, loan costs, closing costs, taxes, insurance. Am I looking at an FHA or conventional? Maybe we have both options. What down payment makes the most sense? What is the ultimate price point? I want us to leave my strategy meeting knowing what am I approved for? What am I actually comfortable at price-wise? How much exactly am I putting down? What loan program am I doing? I know exactly the rates and fees and the offer tactics. For example, hey, let's write, because we agree and talk through, a 2-week close, releasing that earnest money based on that earnest money guarantee, running through those specifics, waiving this contingency, whatever that may be, but having a true solid strategy on how to buy a home, not simply just a basic pre-approval letter. I think that can make not only a much more enjoyable and smooth process for you, but gives you the ability to put the best offer and your best foot forward on any scenario out there for us. So this is a big one for me. What I spend most of my day on now is these strategy meetings. I absolutely love them. And it's helping our clients really go to the next level versus just, again, getting a basic pre-approval letter. Okay. A couple other pieces for us is we're, again, like I mentioned, local presence, super quick turn times. We close a ton of loans in 9 days. We close a lot of loans in 2 weeks. So it gives us the ability to negotiate stronger for us. One other huge piece for you guys, specialty loans. So many lenders, we have conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo, all these kind of standard loans. And those are great. But I have so many clients that don't fit those boxes. So we do a lot of specialty alternative income, bank statement loans, DSCR investment loans. And then my favorite ones here is portfolio lending, specifically bridge loans, transition loans, and same as cash loans. So ultimately, as you can see, guys, lots of options here. But between this, we have so many traditional options, but a lot of very specialized ones. And this can be to help more clients out. But even for the client that may qualify for conventional, they may be able to make a much stronger offer with the transition or same as cash loan. So again, it's something we want to do is having all these different scenarios to, again, really look at qualifying you, number one, by an actual underwriter up front. That's huge. That's in my office. Number two, having all these programs to look at to have way more scenarios for you. And then that third piece is having that strategy meeting for us to say, okay, I don't want to feel overwhelming here, but to get a chance to talk strategy. What's the right way to put it together? What's the benefit of this program versus this program? What's the difference in cost? How's the seller going to perceive it? So those are just a few different things, guys. I just wanted to talk today about what we do differently and why I would love the chance to help you out here or help anybody you know out. Is this would put you in a much different position of having a better loan experience, having more options. But again, my number one focus is how can we have you put together the best, most competitive offer in the marketplace so you can negotiate at the highest level. So I hope that was helpful, guys. As always, any questions, scenarios, please feel free to reach out, and I'm excited to be back. Thank you.